What's up, guys? So July 29 on Friday, I am super excited to talk about this trade, about this strategy that has been working wonders for me. So basically what I mean is that how I entered right here, if you notice here in my NVIDIA trade right here, which I alerted in the chat, and notice here, as soon as I entered, it never went down below. Notice here, and as soon as it did, it just went up, and then after that started to take profits, and it just ripped after. It was almost a $1,000 trade on this. And notice here, actually I was short on this trade right here. I shorted this trend break, okay, which I alerted this pattern in the chat room because I saw this pattern, and as soon as it broke, it went down. I made money on the downside, but then once it reversed, I knew what it meant, what to look for, and as soon as it did, notice here I entered and I actually bought it, and so I went long, and as soon as I went long, it stayed up here, and then boom, eventually went. It's not a coincidence. Exact same thing happened in AMD as well. Notice here, same thing happened in AMD. I bought right here, and then boom, as soon as I did, it never went down and never went red, just completely just went parabolic. The reason why it happened was the 15-minute candle to make a new high, and that is what I'm going to explain. If you give me just 5 minutes, I'm going to blow your mind. I'm just going to explain you exactly step by step what to look for. Now, if you're wondering, by the way, what is this, why I bought right here, and then this one worked really well as well. So literally bought the bottom, and then here, bought here, and then sold here, and then later traded again. Now, this one was basically the pre-market break. So notice here, the stock broke this pre-market level. As soon as it broke, I did not chase the stock, wait for it to come back down, pull back on the pre-market level, bought it here, and boom, sold on the rip, like $300 in just like 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes. I don't know how, few candles. And then same thing right here, bought here. So this was like $400. This was another like $600. So almost a grand on this, then a grand on NVIDIA, almost 2K on this. But I'm going to talk about, it's not about the money again. I know if you notice here, I don't really talk about money all the time. It's because everybody has their own risk tolerance. Whatever your risk is, if you can risk 200, 300, 400,000, then whatever it is, that's how much you're going to make. People say, oh, look at me, I made $10,000. Well, no, because they also risk 5 grand or 6 grand or 7 grand, sometimes even more than that. So it's not really feasible or practical for everyone. So that's why I really focus on, if you look at my channel, I really focus on strategies and helping traders so that they can actually get better. And then once you do get better, then you slowly increase size. Okay, that's what I do. Like, I'm working on sizing. That's the more size I can take, but if I can, then I'll reduce my size. So I know myself, everybody knows, you all are your own journey. So I hope that I help. And guys, if you do, before I get started with the strategy, if you do, please make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comment below if you guys want me to make these kind of videos. All right, guys, so take care. Let's get started. Okay, so I want you 5 minutes of complete attention, okay? It's very important. The strategy is the first 15-minute candle to make a new high. I'm going to explain you exactly what that means. So I'm going to look up Tesla, all the big stocks, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just simply go and test it once you understand. So the strategy is, like I said, first 15-minute candle to make a new high is, if you look at the 15-minute chart where each candle represents 15 minutes. So notice here, the start of the day, each candle here is making a lower high. Now finally, this candle right here, this candle is the candle which broke the previous high, right? So if I draw a line, this candle is the first 15-minute candle to make a new high, and that is the entry. So let me open the pen here. So this candle broke the previous high, whereas every single candle did not break the previous high. So this candle did not break this high. This candle did not break this high, and there's no candle behind it. Okay, so this candle is the first candle that broke its previous high, which is called the 15-minute candle to make a new high. And if I draw this line, that's what it is. So notice here, once it breaks, it comes back, probably tests this here, and then goes. So that is what I look for. As soon as the first 15-minute candle make a new high, that's where I enter right here, and that is why it never comes back. And in fact, it does come close to this line. Look here, and then it brought back up again. So that is the first 15-minute candle to make a new high, and the stop loss will be the low of the day, so, or low of the candle, the first 15-minute candle. Okay. Some people put even stop loss right here. So let's say breaks, and if it breaks the same low of the same candle, some people get out. I like to, depends on situations, but most of the time I like to give a room till here, but you can give a room till here as well, but you might get stopped out few often, but most of the time it works perfect. All right, so we're gonna look at 4 or 5 more examples so you can exactly understand. All right, so, and also at the same time, by the way, this is a trend line as well. So what, you know, if you guys watching me on my channel, I talk about trend lines all the time. So there's a trend break at the same time, 15-minute candle make a new high, which gives you a double confirmation, and then the stock goes. All right, so that's it. So let's look up another example right here. AMD. All right, so AMD, very similar setup. So notice here, first there's a trend break. Okay, so there is a trend break right now going on. Okay, so this could be an entry. Sometimes the trend break fails. So however, you can do the first 15-minute candle make a new high at the same time. Notice here, so there's the first 15-minute candle make a new high right here. As soon as it breaks, it's the same area right here. Okay, same area right here, and that will be your entry. Now, cool part is that let's say that you miss it, you never chase the stock. Let's say it goes up a lot, you never chase it. Notice what happened. So this is the entry right here, you missed it. Notice here the same area, which is the break of the first 15-minute candle, same area becomes support. It comes down right here. Right here. Look how cool is that. You had this line drawn, which is the 15-minute candle to make a new high, right? It comes back down, tests here too, and then eventually goes. So you can buy here again. Let's look at another example. Plug. So Plug was had a good news or earnings, so that's why it gapped up. And notice here, first 15-minute candle to make a new high. So if I draw a line, notice here, right here, I actually took this trade, entered here, and then took profits along the way. It was really nice. But notice here, there was a trend break at the same time. So if there's a trend break and 15-minute candle make a new high, this makes a very high probability sell up. So your entry here, stop loss at the bottom. But let's say you saw it late right here. You never ever buy and chase the stock, because if you buy it here, let's say, then where is your stop loss? It's right here, right? So you have to at least sell up all the way up here to make at least just 1-to-1. So the risk reward is not there. So that's why you will not buy. So if you buy here, and if it goes below and then makes a 15-minute new low, okay, so you take this much loss. So you have this much profit target, right? So you have a risk to reward is there. That's why you never chase it. But then it comes back down right here. There's another opportunity, exactly the same thing, which is the 15-minute candle make a new high. You already had this level drawn. You already had this level drawn. 15-minute candle make a new high, which basically becomes a demand zone. That's why. Okay, so basically the stock is just coming down to a demand zone. Same thing here in NIO. Exact same thing happened. Notice here, the first 15-minute candle make a new high after all the fails, and there's a trend break as well. So here's the entry. Same thing happening here again. Let's say you missed it, you can buy at the entry. Okay, now here are a few things that you need to understand before you do. When does it works the best? So the overall trend is very important. So if the stock is uptrending, okay, so then you're gonna look for a long or look for a short. So it works the opposite way. Stock must be in play. Must have very high volume. Not like low. Don't look at those low float stocks. I wouldn't trade those. It does work on a lot of them if they have news. If they have news, yes. But if they don't have news, then it won't work. That is why I was looking at NVIDIA, AMD, all the big stocks that have catalyst, have really high volume. A lot of good traders are watching it, okay? Because technical analysis works the best when a lot of people are watching it, and if good traders are watching it, not like just random people who just doesn't know how to trade. So it's not really going to work that way. Then next is patience is the key. Because it's a 15-minute, a lot of us actually are used to 1-minute candles, 2-minute candles, 5-minute candles, because it's so fast. 15 minutes are way slower, so it takes you time you can calm and take a breather, and then look for 15-minute candles to make a new high, which gives you a lot of ample time, so you don't have to like scramble, have hotkeys ready and orders ready. You just take. That's why it's actually very easy, and that's why I'm making this video, because I think it's going to be really good, especially who's not really doing well in day trading right now, which a lot of people are, and I don't doubt that, because I suffer like for 4 or 5 years, 3-4 years. And I still suffer, I still struggle all the time. So I understand it's the toughest thing to do. So whatever I can do to make it better, that will do for me. Then practice in paper trade first. So if you do understand this, go make paper trade and see if you understand, because there are lots of little ounces here and there. Understand the market sentiment, psychology, risk management, right? Position size and all that stuff. You have to take all those into account. I have videos on all of these, but you have to take all these into account. And then obviously once you understand, back test it and have a complete plan of entry, exit, and target, and then actually go in and start trading. Okay, so try the strategy out. It's working really, really well for me. I hope you learned something, and if you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.